this working on the monitor. Play button. Live chat. All right. I think this is on. It's connected on my end. Give me just a minute. My monitor is a little slow tonight. All right. A little slow on my end there. It's coming up finally. Connection must be slow tonight for some reason. All right, there's a few people with us. How many people? 74 people already. That's pretty good. Only been on here for a minute. So we got Killinger, Jana, John, Dr. Pinged. A few people on here, looks like. Killinger's in the tractor. Hope you got the air conditioner on there, Chris. It is hot down here today, I tell you what. Tom, Glenn from Pennsylvania. Annapolis, got Darren, he's usually always with us. Bill, John, Crabtree, Tony. We have a super chat there, friends. Mark always does the super chats. I'll tell you what, Mark, thank you very much. First super chat of the night there from Mark. Greetings from New Jersey. Appreciate that, Mark. That's the fastest super chat I've ever got. It usually takes about 5 or 10 minutes to get one of those. Appreciate that. That goes in the old camera fund. All right, so all kinds of people on it. What we got? 88 people watching. Not too bad. Mark in Indianapolis. All kinds of people on here. What's hot down here today? I tell you what. Need a fan running. I tried to run the fan earlier, but I think it would just come over the audio too bad. You guys get tired of that pretty fast, probably. El Paso, Texas. Mark is a Bushing from Indianapolis. Let me see here. Bill, upstate New York. Yeah. Let me see here. Roll Tide. Some Alabama fans with us. Second super chat there from Mr. Ken Cross. Thank you very much there, Ken. What are we up to on super chats? $20. My goal is always $100 on these lives. So in the first 3 minutes, we're almost halfway there, or a quarter of a way there. That sounds better. My math is not the best sometimes. Good deal. Try to get to that $100 mark if we can. Got Charles, North Carolina. It's hot here today, but the humidity's not too bad. But they're saying we're supposed to have a heat wave for like the next 10 days. And to be honest with you, it doesn't bother me. We've had so much rain here in the past few weeks. It's just been terrible to get anything done. So I'm looking forward to some nice productive days, even though it's going to be hot and miserable. It's better than rain and muddy. I'll tell you that. It's been really nasty for the past few weeks here. Really bad. All right. So, got the Hatefulest Cat on YouTube with us. Mama's in here with us. 106 in Kansas. My goodness. How's the humidity, though? Is the humidity bad? The humidity's not bad here, actually. It's upper 80s, but the humidity is not too bad. Hello, Monday morning in the Philippines. Man, you're a long ways off from Tennessee. My goodness, from the Philippines. Daryl Bagwell with the super chat. Thank you very much, Daryl. I appreciate that. Another super chat from Mr. Bagwell. Damage from the storms? No, we did not. We were very fortunate. Let me see. Carolyn Drates with another super chat here for the win. 95 and 18% humidity. That's hot right there. It's supposed to be in the upper 90s in Tennessee all week. But thank you guys for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Oh, looky here. Looky here, guys. We have the Custom Sawyer with us tonight. My good buddy Jake Dean down in Georgia. He usually doesn't watch these lives. He must got his work done early. He's sitting there trying to find something to watch on TV, and he couldn't find nothing, so he had to settle for my ugly self here on YouTube, I guess. But I got Jake Dean with us. If you're wondering who that is, the video that we did back in April, that's the guy with the cowboy hat who sawed open that cypress log. I know you guys saw that video. It's got about 1 million views now. But that's Jake Dean down in Georgia. You see, 47% humidity in North Carolina. My goodness, that's nasty right there. That's 3 shirt a day weather right there. Let me see here. If I miss your comment, guys, look over me. I got this monitor here, and the comments, they kind of come up and go real fast. Why do I call her the most hatefulest cat on YouTube? Because she's hateful. She won't let you pet her or nothing. She's just hateful. When she was a baby, she was real playful. Now she's aggravating. 69% humidity in Iowa. That's rough. There's Richard with us, longtime supporter of the channel. Hello, Richard. How's it going? Let me see here. I need a ceiling fan in here. I tell you what, it is quite stuffy in here today. Jacksonville, North Carolina, home of the Marines. My brother was in the Marine Corps down at Camp Lejeune. I spent a lot of time down there growing up. A lot of time down there. It's a very tropical environment down there. Tropical storm in California. I saw something about that the other day. Joe Main is with us there, friends. If you want a Silver Tip Turbo 7, call Joe. He's with us here in the chat. And he's also going to be at the Paul Bunyan Show this year. So I'll be up there in Cambridge, Ohio here in about 2 months. Actually, here in just over a month, 1st of October. It'll be here before you know it. Let me see here. Cottonwood, no. I have no experience with Cottonwood. I don't know anything about it. I've heard about it. I've never sawed into it. Let me see here. When you getting the wall done for the AC, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I got so many irons in the fire. I can't keep up with them. I tell you what, there's a lot going on. It's a very, very busy month here at the mill and on this little YouTube channel here. There's a lot going on. Let me see here. San Diego just got lots of rain, no wind. You guys in California are getting some bad storms. I did see that on the Weather Channel. We don't have cable or nothing here, but we do get the Weather Channel on our phones. I've been seeing that stuff develop over there. I hope you guys are safe. Let me see here. Looks like PA is with us. Georgia's got humidity, 59% humidity. Good evening from West Virginia. All kinds of people. How many people we got watching? 137 people watching here. Not bad. Not too bad. Got Mr. Wolf there in West Virginia. Got Mr. Bond with us there. He's up in Indiana. Finally cut some poplar for the first time this weekend. Poplar is very, very fun to sawmill. Poplar is very fun to saw, especially if you have a good sharp blade on there. It cuts really well. And as long as you stay out of that juvenile wood, you can really have a good day of sawing. But sometimes a smaller poplar will have a lot of juvenile wood in the core and have a lot of tension build up and it springboards on you. That's the only bad thing about poplar. You're early. I am early. I didn't realize that. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. I went on 8 minutes. So I went on about 10 minutes early. I'm trying to get done early tonight. I got some stuff to do up at the house. So I'll try to do my regular 30 minutes. But I did get on here a few minutes early. Let me see here. Heat advisory for Western Tennessee. We don't have a heat advisory yet, but the high all week is 94. But they say the humidity is going to be pretty low, so that's not too bad. Not too bad. Lynchburg, Virginia, Mr. Parker. Got Brian in Jacksonville. Kinds of people on here tonight. What's a good wood? I don't know. There's not really a bad one out there, I guess, except for gum. I can't stand sweet gum. After hickory, poplar was easy. I bet it was. I bet it was. Looks like it's hot in the Philippines. Howard Boyd. Randy's with us there in Arkansas. John with the super chat there, $25. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate that. What's a good wood to make smoking pipes out of? I have no idea. No idea. Any progress on the forge? Yes, the forge is set up. The anvil was set up, and I've been down here actually making nails today. So the forge is up and running, finally. Only took me a year. Took me longer than it should have. Let me see here. Mr. Bond, the super chat goal. Where are we at right now? Right now, Mr. Bond, we're at $80. We come out pretty good, actually, on the front on this one. $80 so far. And my goal there, Mr. Bond, is $100 as usual. So, but last week, I think we made almost 400. So we done pretty good right there. So if I could double it, I'd be tickled to death. So we'll see. There we go. Mr. Bond with the super chat puts us up to 106. So I have met my goal for the night. But I'm not too ashamed to keep going either. So if you guys want to double that, that works for me. We see here Simon Palmer, Bristol in the UK. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button. That helps out these videos. The other day you had Pops over. You ever have him riding shotgun with you? Sometimes. He's pretty busy though. He's got a lot going on. He don't get over here as much as he used to. He's really. My mother has him doing a lot of stuff over at the house. So very rarely does he come over anymore, unless he needs lumber. Then he comes over. But I got good prices, so it don't cost him a thing. So I guess that's why he keeps on showing up. Let me see here. 12 minutes, couple hundred people watching. Sweet gum. It's interlocking grain. It's hard to saw. It won't behave. It's hard to dry. Don't like it. Don't like it. Let me see here. Let me see. Excuse me. Been after it all day today. I've been in front of the computer for about 8 hours today. Mama, don't, go on. Don't hit the tripod. Go on. Hateful little cat. She does that every time. Sweet gum, great for pulpwood. I bet it is. I might make good firewood if you can get it split. All right, Mr. Darren there, Darren Early with the super chat there for $5. I hope your family is well. We're doing well. Bruno's in 6th grade, and this will be week number 2 of school for him. I tell you, he's growing up fast. Thanks for asking, though. That puts us up on super chats to 110. 110. Is that Mr. Hubbard? Scott Fletcher. I recognize that name. No, that's not Mr. Hubbard right there, Scott. That's not Mr. Hubbard. That's my old buddy Danny right there who passed away. Great guy. I had that picture made for some friends of mine earlier this year, and they made one extra, so I hung it in my shop down here. So that's not Mr. Hubbard. That's Mr. Hamsley right there. Let me see here. Scott Fletcher. I think I know who that is. What did you do for a living before you became a sawyer? You must be new to the channel. I was a police officer. 15 years. Wore a badge for 15 years. Okay, there's some good stuff on sweet gum though. Jake Dean, their custom sawyer, says sweet gum is great for pallets, so that's a good use for it because that's a very low end wood for pallet wood right there. Or railroad ties. Yeah, that might be a good use for it as well. I just don't like it. I've sawed it a few times, and it sprung up every time I took a cut. I just did not like it. The guy was using it for barn siding. It was one of my first portable jobs back about maybe 2010 when I first got my Woodmiser. Maybe 2009. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. Long time back. I need a fan in here. It is blistering hot in here today. Need to hook up this heat pump. That cool it off real fast. All right, so what about elm? Don't want nothing to do with elm. It has an interlocking spiral grain. I don't like it. Probably fine for pallets or pulpwood or cross ties, but I just don't. Interlocking grain that spirals as it grows. I do not like elm. Your best luck with elm would be to quarter saw it if the log had a nice straight pith and it wouldn't twist it on the outside, but probably won't be worth your time. Love me some white oak. You're not the only one. White oak is so expensive right now, it's hard for people like me to buy white oak logs. Very expensive. Mr. Walter's with us tonight from Georgia. What's going on there, Walter? Let me see here. Sycamore, quarter sawed. Best way to saw sycamore. Interlocking spiral grain, same thing. I enjoy sawing white oak. I got some 8/4 drying now. Keep it out of the sunlight and make sure it dries kind of slow. That white oak, I tell you, it's hard to dry it. If it dries too fast, you'll get face checks on it. Don't ask me how I know. But if you're air drying oak or white oak right now, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want you to think I'm sitting here trying to. I'm not going to say the guy's name for different reasons, but the best way to air dry white oak would be to put it in a stack with all of your other lumber and put stacks around it so the sunlight's not hitting the sides of the boards. You want to try to keep it from drying. I'm trying to put it that way. If you're air drying oak, you want to try to make it dry as slow as possible. Let's see here. Best thing for sycamore dozer. Mr. Darren there. Is that the second super chat, Darren? That's the same comment there. It came through though. I guess it is. Or maybe I'm seeing the same comment twice. I don't know. This monitor messes up in here. I can't see what's going on sometimes. I don't know if he did a second super chat or if that's the same one. I don't know. We have another super chat from Richard. He's one of the Patreon members, been with us for a long time. I want to try for the first for food stuff. 556, that's always his number right there. That's a good round to have if you need some extra rounds. 556. Thank you, Richard. The super chat is up to $121 now. $121. Got a lot of ash. I always did 7 degrees on ash, and it sawed just fine. I always did 7 degrees on ash. I thought it sawed out just fine. Randy in Texas, 556 and 9M. You're exactly right about that. Let me see here. Got gifted a case of 22 LR. Okay, well, that's anytime you're gifted something like that, that's a good day right there. Got Mark in the suburban Chicago. Got a decent amount of people from Chicago that watch this channel actually that comment. Never been to Illinois though. I've never been through there. Let me see. Thank you for watching, Mark. So let me do the stats here. We're 20 minutes in. Super chat is at 121. And looks like 300 people watching maybe, something like that. All right, there's our people from England. Got Paul with us. I started early tonight, so some of you guys may just now be getting with us. I started about 10 minutes early than usual. All right, so from Leeds, England. Waiting for stuff to pop up on his screen. It gets slow and it's aggravating. You're sitting there just staring at it, waiting for it to come up. Right there is Kevin watching from South Australia. Hello, Kevin. Got Sean Goldsmith in Canada. Let's see here. All right, so. All right. Apple slabs. That's interesting. Apple slabs. The logo on your shirt. This is Chris Coon. He runs a sawmill over in North Carolina, a friend of mine. He runs a wood miser. He's also a forester. And he gave me this shirt several years ago. I wear it all the time. Good shirt. I need me a custom Sawyer shirt is what I need if Jake Dean's still watching. I should have grabbed me one. I was down there this year. Mr. Bond. Killinger was on here, Mr. Bond, but he was in his tractor, so he probably is doing some tractor work tonight up in Ohio, so he's probably not with us anymore. Replace the suspension on my 99 CRV. I bet that is a heck of a job. I don't like automotive work. I've never been a fan of that. Mark, that blade is the debarker, so it is in the direct path as the sawmill blade. So it's a circle saw. It's kind of like a circle saw blade. It's 1/4 of an inch thick, and it hits that bark and gets rid of the bark. So when the blade enters the timber on that same path, the bark is eliminated, and dirt and mud and rocks, and it makes your blade last longer. So that's what it does right there. Let me see here. Still here trying to dig up a big rock with a grapple, not going well. I thought you might be on your backhoe. So so Killinger's in his tractor tonight, so he's got a lot going on. Mr. Fletcher, merchandise. Yeah, if you go to my videos there, Scott, there's a link in every video. Farm Focused, a company out in Nebraska, they handle all of our shirts and hats and all that stuff now. You see here. Thank you there, Ken. I need to get some more of them. I'm actually getting kind of low on them. Need to order myself some. Let me see here. All right, this monitor freezes up again. I don't think it's the camera. That's just the monitor, I guess. All right. Hook up the backhoe. Yeah, that's not any fun either. That backhoe is a pain to put on. But it sure is nice to have it on there when it's hooked up, though. I tell you that. I need to put mine on. I need to dig a drain all around this timber frame to get the water away from the foundation. I need to do that sometime. Can I buy a wood miser in the UK? You can buy a wood miser any country in the world, I'm pretty sure. Wood miser is worldwide. So I'm sure somebody in the UK sells wood misers because they build them over in Poland, I believe. But they got them in Africa, Asia, Australia. I'm sure wood misers probably on every continent, except for Antarctica, I'm sure. But I'm sure they're out there. Let me see here. I thought the king owned all the wood in the UK. The king used to own some of the wood here. You should complicate your wife. Tell the wife you want more kids. No, we have one and that's enough. Shoot. Couldn't imagine anymore. The puppy is doing good, Mr. George. He is actually getting neutered in about 2 weeks. But he's doing well. I need to show him on a video. He's gotten quite large. He's for a Chihuahua, he's kind of big. I'm not sure if he's full-blooded or not. Nails, hardware, knives, stuff like that. Just hobby stuff. The nails that I make, I have no idea. I just like making them right now, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what I'll ever do with them. I may end up selling them. Who knows? Stubborn tree floating, landing back in the hole. Yeah, I've seen that happen before. So an update here. We're at 200 people watching. 25 minutes into it. You can't. Miss eight. What's that say? Eight was Bonanza. And now it's live. It's hard to beat Bonanza now. That's a great Western right there. I still watch that one when it comes on. the stock is out of, you would ask me that. It's a quarter-inch flat, quarter-inch square bar and round bar as well. Quarter-inch mild steel. Don't you look at me like that. You just want to knock over his camera. This cat comes in here and she taunts me. You guys don't see it. She taunts me all the time. Let me see. How do you like the Kato? It's awesome. Is there bigger sizes? I think next year they're going to have a bigger one. I think next year is the plans for a bigger track loader. But it's great. Built like a tank. I should have got it years ago. Have you been able to meet up with Matt Morgan? No. I see Matt Morgan once a year at the Paul Bunyan. That's about it. Let me see. We have a super chat there from Jacob for $20. Don't forget to like the live stream. Hit that like button. Mr. Larry Stewart's with us. So, Jacob, thanks for the super chat. That puts us up to 141 on super chats tonight. That's pretty good. My goal was 100, so anything over that's just better, I tell you. Appreciate you guys. Got Mr. Larry Stewart with us tonight. Yeah, I'll be at the Paul Bunyan on Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure what the dates are. I'll be at the Woodmiser tent on Friday and Saturday. Darren, I thought that's what happened. So next week you paid in advance. So next week you're good. I thought that came up twice. Don't spend it all in one place. It goes to buy cameras, man. I'll tell you what. And it's nowhere near enough to buy cameras, to be honest with you. But it helps. It helps. Always buying extra cameras, I'll tell you. What in the world is this message here? Okay. I'm not sure what that is. There's some kind of alert here on my camera from YouTube about some kind of activity going on, but I can't read it, so who knows what it is. All right, so where are we at? We're at 30 minutes. 200 some people watching. Rick, it's very slow, but it's coming along. It's coming along. Next big project is I need a barn for the tractors. That's going to happen this fall. I'm either going to do it or hire it done. One of the two, but it's got to get done. Got to get done. Hello from California, land of hurricanes and earthquakes. Man, you guys had I saw that. So all the same day. That's crazy. All right there, John. I'll see you later. There's Terry in Ashland, Kentucky. Relatives at Kingsport. 3 uncles worked at Eastman. My wife retired from Eastman. And my brother works at Eastman. So we got some super chats there. Larry Stewart for $9.99. And Jam Now, who is another long-time supporter of the channel, for $20. That puts us up to 172. So we've almost doubled our goal here. So we're getting close, guys. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. But good deal. We've got about 15 or 17 minutes left here. We'll try to keep going. I see some of these channels, they'll do a live like 3 or 4 times a week for like 2 or 3 hours. I don't see how they do it. Here's back to grilling meat. Brian Andrews with the super chat there. Shout out to you, Brian. $3.50. Appreciate that. Andrew usually does not, as long as it's covered up. Prefab or pole barn build? I don't know. I'm still doing the research on that. So I'm not sure. Hello from Tasmania. Well, good deal. Somebody from Tasmania watching tonight. Tasmania, Australia. That's the first I've heard of anybody comment from Tasmania before. That's awesome. It's got to be either early in the morning or late in the night there, though. It's got to be. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I could be pronouncing it wrong. Look over my Tennessee accent. Sometimes I don't pronounce stuff correctly. So where are we at here? 10:30 a.m. Okay, interesting. All right. So back to the pole barn question. Ken asked prefab or pole barn build, and I don't know. I'm leaning toward hiring it done so it'd get done fast. It'd be nice to have a crew come in here and build one and be done within a week and just be done. Wood boiler kiln, I don't have any experience or any knowledge of that. How often do you sharpen? I never sharpen the debarker, and I've had two sawmills with debarkers. And I never replaced them, so it's kind of a blunt uh, edge on there. It's not really sharp to the touch. It would probably last several thousand hours. Thoughts on Oliver Anthony? Oh, that's old Carrot Top there. Sung that song a few weeks ago. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of music anymore. And thoughts on Oliver Anthony? I just don't have any opinion, I guess. No thought about it, I guess. I did listen to the song a few times. It's a pretty catchy tune. But, Larry Stewart. There's Nick in Georgia. I got a build machine I'm wrapping up, so I'm cutting some wood soon. Good deal. Are the hotels expensive near the Paul Bunyan? Don't know, to be honest with you. My wife handles all that stuff, and I'll send one for a percentage. I'm not sure if the hotels are expensive, but to be honest with you, my wife handles all the logistics of traveling when I do stuff. I don't know what stuff costs, to be honest with you. Thank goodness she handles all our finances because I can't stand that stuff. Does Woodmiser make a diamond edge blade to cut big rocks for stepping stones? Probably not. Probably not. I could be wrong about that though, but probably not. Now Joe Main may have something like that. They make all kinds of blades down there at ICT. You may hit him up. He may know something about it. Let me see here. Did you work at a sawmill before you started running one yourself? How'd you learn? I read a lot of books on old-timey woodworking because a lot of those old-timey woodworking books talked about going out in the forest and harvesting trees for the pit saws. This was all pre-circle sawmills. I helped a few buddies of mine with Woodmisers several times. I got on the forestry forum, and I read so much stuff on there, I got tired of looking at it, and I just started asking questions. And I got good friends that are a lot more knowledgeable than me that I ask questions to still to this day. Let's see here. Let me see here. Live under another person's checkbook. I ain't had a checkbook in 10 years. I don't think we even own a check in our house anymore. Let me see here. Mr. Bond out of Hampton, about 10 miles from Cambridge, 146 a night. Yeah. I do know that the rooms around the Paul Bunyan, Cambridge, Ohio, I do know they fill up rather fast. So if you're going to the Paul Bunyan this year, I would probably get a room now because they will fill up pretty fast. And I'm not sure where I'm staying at, to be honest with you. I'm not sure at all. Sold out. Yeah, so I'm not sure where I'll be, to be honest with you. I got reservations, but I couldn't tell you where. If you could meet any YouTube you wanted, who would it be? Think on that for a second. Awesome, good deflection. I don't know. Not sure on that. Not sure on that. Who I'd want to meet. All right, so Carl, maybe this fall. Maybe this fall. All right there. Channel member Tom is with us here. SD. Let me see. Do you have your own woodlot? No. I'll probably buy one in the future. But right now, all we have is pasture. We just cut it for hay. We just cut it for hay. So 200 some people are watching. The super chat is at 175. So there's our update on all the stats there. But if you guys are going to the Paul Bunyan show, I think Badwell just said it was already sold out or booked up at the hotel he was going to. So you may want to get you a room sooner than later, because that's a very small town, that Cambridge, Ohio, and I just saw the hotels pretty much fill up pretty fast. Let me see here. Socket Mike. Hello there, Mike. That just covers one night. You're probably right about that. You're probably right about that. It don't cover very much. SD there. I see your comment there, channel member SD. I'm not sure if it comes over, though. Those channel member comments, for some reason, I cannot see them on my monitor. I'm not sure why. Tim Fuller is finally with us. Plenty of room for RVs. Okay, so if you do have a camper, Tim Fuller went last year to the Paul Bunyan. You may have met him. He was hanging out with me for most of the day, and he took his camper. So if you have a camper, you can go there and actually set up at the Paul Bunyan show. So there's another option for you if the hotels are full. I don't have a camper. Let me see here. Where are we at? Do I hire people to work for me? And I don't hire any. Occasionally, I'll hire my dad. Occasionally, but not very often. Rick, I'm still acquiring hammers and very small hand tools and stuff like that. So just small items, nothing real large yet. The highest profit margin was black walnut, live edge slabs. They were 28 inches wide. I got the log for free from a tree service. That was a good payday right there, but that don't happen all the time. As he gets older, he'll be hiring. Not me. I don't want to fool with the workman's comp insurance, or actually where I live, the zoning, you can have a business, but you can't have employees. So I couldn't even do that if I wanted to. But I just don't. I'm not busy enough. But by the time I do these videos and all this other stuff, I'd have a hard time keeping somebody busy all day. I'll send Chief up there. He'll mess up the whole shop, not just the tripod. He'd outwork me too. I've seen that dog in action right there. He can jump up in a loader faster than I can take the steps. Nothing wrong with that. Free ambrosia maple is gold. I get a lot of maple here. I got a really nice ambrosia maple. Gosh, 2 months ago. It's about 28 inches. I need to put it on the sawmill. I don't know what I'm waiting on. I need to put it on there. I know what I'm waiting on. I video everything nowadays. That's what takes forever. Takes forever, video and stuff, guys. I tell you what. I'd get something done if I didn't have these cameras going. All right, so we're about done here, friends. Got a few minutes left. Got 200 and some people watching. The super chat is $175, so $175. My goal was $100, and we've almost doubled it. Hello, James. What do you do with most of your slabs? If you're talking about the outside bark slabs, I burn them. How long have you been married? How did you meet? What's that got to do with sawmilling? Let me see here. Northwest Sawyer, about. Let me see here. Jacob, blah, blah, blah. Tilted Sawyer, Bucking. What's that say? I couldn't see that. Bucking will be the main attraction at Paul Bunyan. Actually, he was there last year, and he is not the main attraction, actually. There's 3 other YouTube channels that are a lot larger than him and me both, and they had lines around the building. So he had a few people show up to meet him, but he's nowhere near the largest person there, not even close. There's one guy that goes to Paul Bunyan show, and they line up all the way down around the building just to meet the guys. So But Bucking was there last year. He had a few people show up. He did pretty good, but he wasn't the main attraction at all. Let me see here. What wood do you use to make false teeth? I have no idea. Missing comments here. I'll tell you what. All right, I missed a few comments there, guys, so look over me. A lot of them get frozen up on my monitor here, so where are we at now? All right. These lives are aggravating, guys. These things freeze up, and I can't see the comments at the same time, but you guys can see them. I can't see what's going on. Hurry up and wait on some of this stuff. So, all right. So, if you're going to start a YouTube for something other than sawmilling, what would it be about? I have no idea. I have no idea. Because I pretty much show everything I do here on the channel. So I don't know. That's a good question. All the work behind the scenes. You ain't kidding about that. I get rid of most of cedar, but don't just really push the cell. It's just a big head. It is. I'm with you on that. Dealing with the slab wood is very aggravating. It's very aggravating. If I cut an oak tree, would you want it? No, I appreciate it, Scott. I have more oak here than I could saw. I got tons of oak here right now. I usually buy from tree services or loggers, and they deliver logs to me in tractor trailer loads. So it's very rare that I go out and get something. And oak, just so much oak around here. I do appreciate the offer, but I'm pretty good. Are you going to go see Bus Motor Productions at the Paul Bunyan show? If I can get up there to him. I tell you, I am so, I get so busy at the Woodmiser tent meeting people that by the time I get done talking to people, the event's usually over. It's extremely busy. We had, hundreds and hundreds of people that come up there to see us every year. And by the time I get done talking to the last person, the show's usually over, to be honest with you. It's a busy week. Inventory attracts the tax man. Yeah, you don't want to draw attention to yourself if you don't have to. Richard is back with us. All right, there's freaking Jeep there. He'll be at the Paul Bunyan show this year. Him and Mark DeLacy have a separate tent, and they're up on the hill outside of the stadium, kind of where Buck and Billy Ray usually is. They're actually outside of the stadium near the parking lot. And he usually has a tent set up, and then Buckin has a tent set up right beside him usually. Good people. I'm going to try to get up there and see them this year if I can get away from the Woodmiser tent. The Woodmiser tent is down in the main show area, and it's probably the biggest exhibit there as far as square footage goes. There's a lot going on down there. So Woodmiser's got some surprises this year as well, guys. So if you're coming to the Paul Bunyan, you're going to see some stuff that they've been working on for a while. It's going to be pretty exciting, I think. Tom, there is, and it's industrial sawmills. There's big, wide, I don't know who makes them, but there's big, wide industrial band sawmills. The blades are like 6 inches wide, maybe even wider, and they have a blade on both ends, and they cut on both directions. But they're cutting on a vertical plane up and down, not a horizontal. So the log is moving back and forth. They got one at the sawmill about 30 minutes away from me over in Virginia. It's really fast. It cuts in both directions. John, you're exactly right. I will come hide if I can get up there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I appreciate it. Is Woodmiser an American company with, I don't know what you mean by American funding, but Woodmiser is employee owned. I'm not employed by Woodmiser. I just know this. They're employee owned, and they're an American company owned well, the owners, there's a board of directors, I think, but don't quote me on that. But it's an American company based out of Indianapolis. They're worldwide. They have a facility in Poland where they manufacture sawmills and a few other places around the world where they sell them. But they're based out of Indianapolis. So it's an American company. Let me see here. I think I'm caught up. What are we at now? 40. Mr. Bond, you still with us there? We're at 45 minutes here, and 200 and some people watching, it says on my end. Super Chat is 175.04. So good night for Super Chats. Not too bad. Oh, looky there. I missed something. Here it is. So Mr. Bond is with us. From Miss Rita Bond, that's his mother. She thinks he can get over 300 tonight for the hotel expenses at the Paul Bunyan. Maybe my number is low. It may be low, because I tell you what, Mr. Bond, the diesel to get from here to Ohio and back is easily going to be $200. But just the price of doing business, I guess. Let me see here. But at least the Paul Bunyan show does feed me, so that's pretty good. They cater and feed all of us, so that's pretty good. Appreciate it there, Mr. Bond. That got us to exactly $200. Thank you very much. Shelf life for the saw that you use in your milling machine. I'm not sure which machine you're. If you're talking about the Sawmill, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I'm going to try to do a live at the Paul Bunyan if there's two things I have to be perfect for. Number one, I got to have good internet signal because I don't want choppy video. Number two, I'm not too busy talking to people. Last year, man, we had, gosh, 700 or 800 people come up there. I didn't have time to even sit down. It was so busy on the course of those few days. So I don't know. It just depends on how busy I am. Because it's a real busy time. But I'm hoping to do a live while I'm up there. I'm really hoping to. Wait a second, you got food. Well, John, you should come down there. We had pancakes and a few other things. Come, if you can get away, John, come down to where I'm at, and I'll see if I can hook you up. Let me see here. Sawmill. Yeah, so Sawmill, as far as life expectancy, I can't talk tonight, on these wood misers is really at the, you're really at the mercy of just parts. Because everything's replaceable on the wood miser, and you can keep replacing parts and probably run those things indefinitely. That's one good thing about them. Tim, he is planning on going, yes. And if he doesn't go, I expect you to fly out there, and I'll get you I'll pick you up at the airport. But yeah, I think he's going. Let me see here. That's the way it goes in your. I am not a star by no means. I don't do this for notoriety or nothing like that. Trust me. Are you going to get some new equipment? No new equipment for me. Solar panels, I have actually talked to my friend Ralph up in Michigan about that a few times. That may be something I'll look into this winter. The most common question I get when they walk up to me is, where are the cats? It never fails. They come up to me and say, where are the cats at? I guess people expect me to bring the cats to a show. I don't know. Well, everybody asks me where the cats are. Kind of funny. Where are we at here? We're almost an hour. I kept going here longer than I thought. I thought 45 minutes. We're close to an hour already. Hillbillies can fix anything. All right, we're at 50 minutes, 200 some people with us, and thanks to Mr. Bond there on the very end, we hit $200 on the Super Chat, so you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. John, you asked about the cats, and you better have a bigger bottle of water for me. Last year, I go to see John, so John is up at his tent, up behind he's up outside of the stadium in the parking lot, kind of between the parking lot and this track. And it's him and Mark DeLacy, and I go up there, and he gives me a bottle of water, and it's about that tall. It's about that tall. I gave him a hard time about that bottle of water, though. John's a good guy. Let me see here. Are your Mahindra tractors four-wheel drive? Actually, I have TYM tractors. I had a Mahindra years ago. I'm a TYM guy now. I like their tractors, and they are all three four-wheel drive. Really good tractors. Time for a super chat blitz. I don't know, Mr. Bond. I don't know if we'd motivate these people on that tonight or not. We're at $200.04. 202 people watching, maybe. It's hard for me to tell on my camera here. Hacking the firmware. Yeah, you can mess with the emissions and stuff on these tractors, but if they're under warranty and you have something go bad, they'll cancel your warranty. That's one thing about it. One thing about it. All right, man, Jake. I can't believe you're up this late. It's almost going on 9 o'clock. You need to get in bed there, pal. You got a lot of work to do tomorrow. So there's the Custom Sawyer signing off, guys. My good buddy Jake down in Georgia. He's the cowboy who split open that giant cypress log back in April. All right, so a zero-turn mower, I'm buying one next year, to be honest with you. We talked about that the other day. I'm going to buy one next year. I'm not sure what kind, though. I'm not sure what brand. Let me see here. A few people are all right. So it looks like about, all right, 10. It looks like about an hour. People get tired of this, I guess. So a lot of people are signing off as usual. Kubota has good mowers. Yeah, my buddy Robert, he's got a Kubota zero-turn. They do make good mowers. Ditsy mowers. I've seen a few Ditsy mowers, like the Ditsy choppers. I've seen those. Haven't seen those in a while, though. But they are around. People still talk about them. All right, so you need an e-mower. My goodness. The new Coyote zero-turn looks awesome. Huh. Didn't know they made mowers now either. The thickest blade you would recommend on an LT15 wide with the Kohler. I don't know. I would, your best person to ask that to would be a guy who's been running the LT15 his whole life, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I've never ran an LT15. I did have an LT35 with the 25 horsepower Kohler engine, and it didn't, I never put that thick of a blade on it, though. I don't know. Call down to Woodmiser, Georgia, and ask those guys. They are really knowledgeable and stuff like that. Those guys really know their stuff down there. Woodmiser, Georgia. All the Woodmiser guys are good. Those guys in Georgia, there's a few of those guys down there that know specific horsepower ratings for blades. They got a staff down there that's been there for a long time. Let me see here. Mr. Palmer is out with us. Picked up a Craftsman tiller. I got an old tiller. It's a Troy build. I've not used it in years. I should probably sell it. It's just sitting in the yard barn doing nothing. Doing nothing. All right, guys, I'm about done here. So where are we at? $202 on the old Super Chat. So not too bad. Not too bad. Appreciate you guys tonight. It's been about an hour. And videos coming out this week. Either tomorrow or Tuesday. I can't remember. Great day today. It's been a great day in Tennessee as well. Jeff, I have everything to do that. I just got to take the time to do it. I just haven't done it yet. Jack of Jats there, signing off. Albuquerque. All kinds of people. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the Super Chats. We doubled the goal here. My goal was $100, and we hit 202. So I'm tickled to death. I really appreciate you guys. So we'll see you back on the channel this week. Probably Tuesday. The next video is probably Tuesday. So, all right. You guys have a good night.